Structures and building allowances. This is similar to capital allowances. Capital allowances is for plant and machinery. Structures and building allowances for building structures. It's only for building structures, that too only for non-residential buildings. See, when a business is incurring costs related to renovating the building or they are extending their a non-residential building, then these buildings, or you can call them as structures, mainly it should be for non-residential purpose, then they are eligible for 3% structural and building allowances. This 3% is based on straight line method on the original total expenditure incurred for construction of the building, renovations to the building, or extension to the non-residential building. 3% straight line basis structures and building allowances. Okay, this is 3% is for 1 year. In case the building was brought into use during the year, then this 3% will be time apportioned. Okay, next one, and this allowance is only on expenditure incurred on or after 29th October 2018. Okay, only from October 18 onwards, 29th October 18 onwards only this 3% SBA, structure and building allowance is given. And next one, this allowance can be claimed only for the building or the structures which are brought into, from the date the building or the structure is brought into use. Okay, after October 19, 29th October 18, not 19, 29th October 2018 only this 3% is applicable, and we have to claim 3% from the day the building or the structure is brought into qualifying use. Okay, what is meant by qualifying use? Qualifying use is mainly it is used for trade purpose. It is not for residential purpose. A simple way, if you say non-residential purpose, so which includes using the building or structures for trade purpose, or they are using it for letting out for rental income. Okay, trade purposes, non-residential purpose only 3% SBA is eligible. Next one, for any buildings purchased, no SBA. This is only those which they have constructed. Construction of the building, renovation to the existing structures, or extension to the buildings. All these are eligible. If they are buying the building, it is not eligible unless it is mentioned in the question that they are eligible for SBA. Okay, next one. What are the costs that is eligible for this SBA is qualifying costs, or you can even say qualifying buildings. See, buildings, offices, including office buildings, retail buildings, wholesale premises, factories, warehouses, hotels, care homes. The allowance is also available for structures including roads, walls, bridges and tunnels. Only these structures are eligible for 3% SBA. Okay, what are the costs which do not qualify for this 3%? See, land cost not eligible, any legal fees incurred related to purchasing the land, stamp duty, land tax, repairs, maintenance, all these are not eligible for 3% SBA. Okay, so we have to separate the asset eligible for SBA from the other assets eligible for capital allowance. Okay, if an asset is eligible for SBA, then it will not be eligible for AIA, annual investment allowance. Okay, so like a summary, I'll tell you the rule for this. 3% SBA is SBA 3%, that is structure and business allowance. SBA 3% can be claimed on buildings and structures meant for non-residential use, such as they have given a warehouse, so many uses they have mentioned, wholesale premises, factories, hotels, and even roads, walls, bridges, tunnels. All these are eligible for 3% SBA, and this 3% is for a 1 year period. So this has to be time apportioned from the date the building or the structure is brought into use. Or you can even say from the date, if the building was brought into use during the course of during the year, then the 3% will be time apportioned. Qualifying uses only we said which are meant for the trade purpose, and this SBA is applicable only from 29 October 2018. So I think in your exam questions, if it is given, you can assume it is after 29th October 18 and calculate 3% SBA unless anything is stated. Okay, costs such as land cost, legal fees, stamp duty, land cost, repairs and maintenance are not eligible for 3% SBA. If an asset is eligible for SBA, then it is not eligible for AIA. So assets eligible for SBA should be kept separate from the assets eligible for AIA. Okay, that's all about SBA. And on sale of the sale of assets that was eligible for SBA. Okay, so you can say that when they are selling the asset on which they claimed SBA, whatever allowance they claim will increase the selling price of the asset when we are calculating the chargeable gain. And here there is no balancing adjustment made on sale. Balancing adjustment, we usually take the whatever value after the allowance we compare with the selling price, and the balance we call it as either balancing charge or balancing allowance. That is not applicable here. Okay, when they are selling this assets which was eligible for SBA, the new buyer will take over the remaining life of that asset, that is building, and he can claim 3% SBA on the original cost of the structure, not on the purchase price. Okay, whatever was the original cost of their building or structure, on that the new buyer can claim 3% SBA for the remaining useful life. Okay, and again, even the year he is buying, if it is during the year, then the allowance will be apportioned in the period of disposal. Okay, so basically here when they say this first point, no, any SBA claimed will increase the selling price of the asset. We can even take an example for this. Suppose asset was purchased for 100. Let us assume they claim SBA so far 27. Okay, so remaining value will be 30 means 63. Let me say they are selling it for $110. $110 and actually its value is 63. Suppose if you take 63, 110 minus 63 will be 37. 110 minus 63 will be 47. $47. Here what they are telling is this 110 will be increased by the SBA whatever they claimed. So this comes to 110 plus 27 is 137. Then they will minus this original cost. So the gain comes to, I think here I am wrong. 100 minus 27 is 73. See, 73. If I minus 73, this is 37. See, both are same. Okay. So instead of saying that, they'll take the selling price and minus whatever is the value. After adjusting SBA, they say that with the selling price, we will add the allowance so far claimed. See, in this example, 110 is the selling price. So far they claimed allowance of 27, that comes to 137. Original cost is 100. If you minus the original cost, you are getting a gain of 37. Same thing you will get if you take selling price 110 and you minus the value of the asset after the allowance, which is 73. See, 110 minus 73 is 37. Okay, so you are calculating the gain or loss on sale. With selling price, we are adding the allowance so far claimed and then we minus the original cost. Balance is the gain or the loss. Okay, that's all about SBA. 3% straight line basis, only on qualifying a cost, which is expenses incurred for constructing buildings, structures, roads, bridges, which are meant for mainly trade purpose, or you can say non-residential purposes. That's all. Assets eligible for SBA should be separated from assets eligible for AIA. Okay, some costs are not eligible for SBA, which are land costs, legal fees, stamp duty, land tax, repairs, maintenance. All these are not eligible for SBA. Okay, that's all the point. And on sale of the asset on which they claim SBA, selling price will be increased by the amount of the allowance claimed and will be calculating the chargeable gain or loss. No balancing adjustments will be made, and the new buyer who's buying this building or the structure can claim 3% SBA on the original cost for the remaining useful life of that asset. Okay, that's all. This is the rules related to SBA. Now we will see one question for SBA in the next video.